Fans, I'm back for another video, and I have questions that y'all have sent in that I'm going to answer for y'all. I need to kind of slow down on the questions because I'm getting too many. I can't answer all of them, so I have to break it down into parts. So let's get this show on the road. Let's go. My first question I got here on my list. I really like your top 50 countdown, but where was Edge at on there? Well, Edge wasn't on there because, one, I don't like Edge. Two, Edge is boring. And three, Edge should have stayed a tag team wrestler. I've said this on numerous occasions. Other than the TLC matches that he had with the Dudleys and the Hardys, what did he ever do great in his career? They put the belt on him because they didn't know what to do with him. He's ugly. He should have worn a mask, and that's why he's not on my top 50 countdown. I don't like Edge. Please do not send me any more questions regarding Edge. Next question. What's your favorite title of all time? Well, I like the old school WWF title with the eagle on it. But my favorite title of all time would have to be the $1 Million title belt. I mean, it was just badass. The design, all the diamonds, it was pretty cool. And I also like the white strap Intercontinental title. Those are my favorite titles of all time. If I had to pick one, though, it would be the $1 Million title. Next question. Have you ever thought about wrestling? Yeah, I thought about it, but years ago I crushed my arm. It's full of metal. It's kind of like the Terminator. So my wrestling dreams were pretty much shattered then. I thought about wrestling from the time I was a kid. When I was a teenager, I thought about wrestling, but when I graduated high school, I got into other things like robbery and drugs and things of that nature. Maybe one day I could be a manager. Who knows? But I'm having fun being an insider. But yeah, I always thought about being a wrestler. And to all the kids out there, always follow your dreams and don't do drugs. Because drugs, man, I'm telling you, they just take it over, Take it over. And they're hard to get off of. And that's why a lot of guys in this business are no longer with us anymore. It's just sad. What announced team is the best of all time? Well, if I had my own company and I needed 3 guys ringside, I would have Mean Gene Okerlund, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Jim Ross. Because all 3 have very different styles. Bobby Heenan can make you laugh. Gene Okerlund is just so educated about the business of wrestling. And Jim Ross, he has the pickup lines like, it's a slobber knocker, or it's business is about to pick up, and he is a real wrestling historian. And I think if you had them three guys on the announced team, you couldn't beat it. No disrespect to Jerry Lawler or Gorilla Monsoon, but them would be the three that I would have. Next question. Why do you dislike TNA so much? Well, there's a bunch of reasons. TNA has way too many women on there. Women wrestling is just pathetic, like I've said before. You know, they know where their places are in my mind. 2, the storylines are just horrible. It's the Aces and Eights, and it's Hulk Hogan. And now they got Sting going to bring back the main event Mafia. Why would you do that again? That's stupid. I enjoy watching guys like AJ Styles and Suicide, guys like that, more than I do the big names that they have in the company. To me, they're more entertaining than. I mean, Hogan's 60, man. Retire, dude. You did everything you need to do. You don't. Just quit. Just quit, brother. But TNA has potential. There's a lot of politics backstage in TNA. I definitely think that it could get better if they break up some of the groups. I really like AJ Styles' new gimmick. Always been a Samoa Joe fan. Jeff Hardy. But they need to get a couple legends from somewhere to work backstage to help these younger guys out. You know, I mean, for God's sakes, you got Eric Bischoff's son wrestling? Really? No, I don't think so. But TNA, they have potential. For the last 3 years, they can't feel that potential. You know, it's like going and getting your coffee canister, pouring your coffee in the canister, and it won't fill up because there's a hole in the bottom. TNA just can't get to the top. There's a hole in the bottom of that company. And I don't care for TNA. I will tune in once in a while. Last 15 minutes of the show. But it's not that I hate TNA, just it's boring. Why am I going to waste my time watching something that is boring? You know, I like Ghost Hunters, man, and Paranormal Witness. My wife got me up on that Law and Order, you know what I'm saying? There's better shows out there than TNA. Sorry. Next question. If you could start a company with 2 guys, who would it be? Randy Orton would be my first. He would be my heel. And my face would be that's a hard one. Who would be my face? I go with Jericho. Just Jericho. Because, I mean, Orton's a killer heel. Jericho could be either, but, I mean, everybody loves Jericho. Or you could even, I hate to say it, you could even make CM Punk. CM Punk could be either a great face or a great heel. You could even put Punk in there. Start him. as much as I hate CM Punk. But those will be the guys. What pay-per-view would you like to see the WWE bring back? Well, I would like to see them bring back either King of the Ring or take the old WCW Halloween Havoc. Because I think a lot of people missed the King of the Ring tournament because that was cool. You know? And I think what they should have did with the King of the Ring was in June, SummerSlam's in August. You could do it just like the Royal Rumble and the WrestleMania. You could have whoever wins the King of the Ring be the number one contender for the WWE title or the world title. And Halloween Havoc, you remember those great Halloween Havoc matches. You would come up with all kinds of concepts for that. But I know it would be hard to bring in the Halloween Havoc because it's so close to Survivor Series. So that probably wouldn't work too well. But those are the pay-per-views I'd like to see the WWE bring back. King of the Ring. I seen Father Fear was talking a lot of shit about you online. Why is that? Go watch the Shoot interview and you'll know why. I'm not getting into him anymore. I'm not wasting any more energy on him. He's a piece of shit. Next question. What year was your favorite year in wrestling? 1998. It's my favorite year in wrestling. You had Raw, WWF, you had Nitro, and then you had ECW. 3 different flavors of wrestling. Twice on Mondays, twice on Thursdays, and 3 times on Saturdays. If you were a wrestling fan, you couldn't beat it. Not only was it so many shows, all the shows were great. They were great. You know, WWF, you had Austin, Rock, DX, Undertaker, Kane, all those Foley. With the WCW, had the NWO, Goldberg, Page, all those guys. ECW was just like a hardcore. It was like watching wrestling in a psych ward. I mean, anything psycho you wanted to see was there. But 1998 was my favorite year in wrestling. Who was the first wrestler you ever met? The first wrestler that I ever met was actually JBL. I met him at OVW in Louisville, Kentucky. He was a cool guy. Real cool doing autographs. Then he come out and did a promo about John Cena, which was hilarious. Heard a lot of bad stories about JBL, but he was cool. I like JBL. I'd go meet him again if he was around somewhere. Next question. I saw your top 10 tag teams. Where are the Freebirds and the Hardys? Well, the Freebirds were just boring to me. I mean, I know a lot of the older fans older than me are like, yeah, the Freebirds, they created tag team wrestling. But they were just boring to me. I mean, yeah, they had some good battles with the Von Erichs, but other than that, what did they do? I mean, Michael Hayes stripped and did the moonwalk, and Terry Gordy was just a big dumb bastard. God bless his soul, I'm just saying. And as far as the Hardys, I probably should have put the Hardys at number 10 over Money Incorporated, I ain't gonna lie. But I felt like the Hardys had better singles careers than they did tag team careers. Both could have been on this list, but I had put 10, my personal top 10. And I'm sorry if I offended anybody with my top 10, but that's just how I felt. No disrespect to either one, to the Freebirds or the Hardys or even the Von Erichs. You know, no disrespect. Who are your top 10 dead wrestlers? Wow, that's a real nice question to ask somebody. I would have to. I'm not gonna be able to put them in order, but I would go with Macho Man, Randy Savage, Mr. Perfect, Bam Bam Bigelow, Owen Hart, Rick Rude, Road Warrior Hawk, the Big Boss Man, Umaga. Umaga was one of my favorites when he passed. I thought he had a big upside in his business. I think they were going to do some big things with Umaga. No. Brian Pillman. And of course Chris Benoit. But like I said earlier, majority of these guys, except for 2, died from drugs. If I could help out any kid, or I could send a positive message to any kid, it would just to be yourself and don't do drugs. Because if you want to make it in this world and you want to be somebody, you want to be a positive person, and you want to follow Jesus Christ and make it into heaven, don't do drugs and love your family. And get your money and pay your bills. Peace.